Testing 1, 2. Should be live. See if people are watching. Watching. Come join us. Tech Yes City. We're going to be watching the PC parts and the prices. We just gotta let's see if anyone's in chat. Anyone out there? Come join us and we'll chat all things PC parts prices. You guys, after the yesterday's parts hunt, okay, we're good. We're good to go. I think we're good to go. Let's see what we got here. Welcome back, guys, to the Tech Yes City live stream. And I thought we would do something a little bit different, where people ask me, they're like, dude, this GTX 1070, it was a really good deal. And I'm thinking to myself, it's okay. Wasn't the best deal. But then I'm checking the prices of GPUs in America, and I'm seeing these GPU prices are not just bad, they're horrifically bad, to the point where I'll give you guys some recommendations live. We can hang out, we can chat. And Rail says, hey, Brian, just got a stinger. You must be loving it, dude. I picked up one of the deals last night, and the guy was just like interrogating me about the stinger. And I was like, dude, it's going to be the best car you've ever driven. Like, I mean, not like I'm biased or anything because I have one, but the Sting is amazing. The sad thing is you probably see the prices of those things go up in a few months as well. But let's do our best to help you guys out with some PC parts and what to get at the moment. Like, I just search the market, I do a scan, and this is kind of it's a pretty much worldwide friendly. It's going to be a worldwide friendly session here. So after we're done with the prices, we'll just hang out and chat, and you guys can hit me up with some questions, and then we'll go from there. But let's get on. So the prices, like if we look at a 1660 Super, $860, $700, $800, it's ridiculous. Like you will get, that is just a plain, like that's a ripoff. You just do not want to pay that right now. So we'll just close that one off. And then we got even like things like RTX 2060s. These were, $350 when they came out. Now they're going for $950. That's a threefold pricing increase to get yourself a RTX 2060. Now, I mean, a Super, you can get the 8 gigabytes of VRAM for an extra $50. But again, an absolute ripoff. So what I'm looking at here, believe it or not, this is the one that I'm going to be recommending for you guys in the US. It's a little bit of an old card, but I mean, look, for the money, you can get it for a decent price. Like there's one up here, R9 280, 3 gigabyte. This guy's selling this. I don't think it's been sold yet. $145. I just pulled this one up. Like if I was in the US and I really needed a graphics card, the shipping here is international, so I'm guessing it's a lot cheaper in the USA to get this thing shipped to you. So probably about $150. Now I know it's expensive, right? But when I'm looking at a 1660 Super for $800 and I'm comparing it to the price performance of this at $145, I'd much rather go with the R9 280 at $145. And I'm sure people will be like, okay, Brian, that's got 3 gigabytes of VRAM. And it's like, well, I mean, do you want to go out and pay fivefold for the extra 3 gigabytes of VRAM and a bit more performance? I wouldn't. So this card right here, it's in that perfect scenario of crypto miners aren't targeting it, and it's just doing really well in terms of its, like, for this current climate. So the GPUs is the toughest thing still, and it's going to be the toughest thing until the price of crypto completely bottoms out. And who knows when that will be. But then we got the R9 380X as well, 380. So these are my two picks. Like these are my two favorite picks just by scanning the US market, looking at all the GPUs, the calculator inside the Tech Yes brain, and seeing that we can get a decent deal still on an R9 380 and an R9 280. So that would be my recommendation for you guys. I mean, look at like, there's a GTX 1070, that's 400 US though. That's expensive by, again, I wouldn't be paying 400. That's like 500 Aussie dollars for a GTX 1070. So I picked up one for about 350 Aussie, which is about 280 US, I think. So that's not too bad. Yeah. But the GPUs suck. But let's get on to some better news, because you guys out there, you're looking for a Ryzen 5 3600. Believe it or not, the people on Aliexpress, these things are going for $162. So that's shipped worldwide. And that's pretty good price if you want to get on the Ryzen 6 Core 12 thread. I'd say one of the best selling CPUs of all time would be the Ryzen 5 3600. This thing is offering tremendously good value for money at its current price point. So I'm definitely digging this one. Of course, if you want to get this CPU, you can couple it with the infamous Snowman. This thing hasn't gone up too much in price. I think I was getting them for like $16, $17, but now they've gone up to 20 bucks, so not too bad. And in absolute terms, it's not too bad at all. Then you get a $1 discount as well. There you go, makes it $19. Now, if you need a motherboard for that 3600, we got the A320s. Not bad. Like, if you just want to play games, right? If we're in this environment of you're doing it tough, the stagflation era, I think we're going into the stagflation era here. But if we're going into this stagflation era, you can still find some good deals. So A320 for 67 bucks shipped, that's a pretty good deal too. If you're in the US, I think you can get like a B450 still for 79 bucks. Not too bad considering I did read a report on Tom's Hardware about, believe it or not, the Realtek audio. So there was the Realtek audio or something like that was saying the Realtek audio chips apparently are going to be in shortage, and this could cause a motherboard shortage. So I was reading that after I did the video on the 11400F. Someone messaged me, they're like, Brian, you're talking about shortages, and now apparently Realtek might have a shortage on their hands for HD audio controllers. So if that happens, I don't know. Then what's after that? What's next, right? So that's what I've been saying. It's kind of better if you guys grab your tech parts sooner than later, because we're seeing a trend here. That's for sure. Shortages, price increases. You don't want to fall victim to that. But here we go right here. We'll quickly segue as well. Quickly segue with the sponsor. We got Elgato Wave 3. Elgato Corsair, the sponsor of the channel. They got the 120 bucks on the Wave 3. This is the mic I'm using on the live stream for you guys. And people say, oh, what's this mic? What's this mic? This is it right here. It's just the Wave 3, and there's no extra. I mean, Corsair sent us over the pop filter and stuff. This thing doesn't need a pop filter. You can yell into it. It's completely noob friendly in terms of getting a mic that just works, and it works really well. So highly recommend this thing. And we've also got SCD keys, channel sponsor here. Get yourself a Windows 10 Pro key for as little as 14 bucks using that coupon BFTYC. And I'll put all the links for all this stuff in the description below for you guys. But let's move on to some other deals still. 11400F, still a great price. I think these things wasn't it like in stock until the 26th or 27th of April? Now it's been moved back to the April the 30th. So this CPU right here, if you're in the US, it's still a good deal. This is one of the best deals on the CPUs that you're going to get in the US. And you can get that with the H510, at least on Amazon. The H510 boards have gone up in price. I don't know what the deal is with that, but these things, I guess it's a board. So this thing is actually tremendously good value at 175 bucks. That kind of pay an extra 20 bucks than you should on the motherboard is not too bad. Speaking of DDR4 memory, $79. This was like a 16 gigabyte kit, and I found this for 3200 megahertz. So put this in, happy days. I think you can even get the gray kit and save yourself a little bit of money. But this is 2666. So if you're going with a 10400F, save yourself $8. Not bad. Then for a case, I don't know. I gotta ask you guys: has any of you guys used the Montech X1 cases? Because I don't know if you guys have used this case, but if you've used the Montech cases, they got 4 fans, 4 RGB fans, mesh front. 57 bucks. I don't know what you guys think of this thing, but if it's not too bad, then it's not too bad, right? So, I mean, I'd be giving this thing a hit if I was in the USA. So, looks like a pretty good case for the money. If anyone's tried this case, do let us know in chat what you guys think of this thing, because it looks like a decent deal, at least when I compare it to all the stuff out there at the moment and what's going on in the case market. So, 4 fans, tempered glass, no frills. And we move over to the last deal. This is the last one I'm going to pull out for you guys on PC Parts Price Watcher. We got here the $35 500 watt 80 plus certified for 35 bucks. So this thing is a bargain. Power supply wise, you want to get this thing now sooner than later before that sells out, because 35 bucks is a deal for a 500 watt power supply. And then that's about it. So that was the deals that I could quickly find. If I was searching the market in the US and I was looking to buy some PC parts, that's what I'll be going for. Of course, I would be looking locally. Say for instance, if I was local here, I'd be doing a search. Like for instance, in Australia, we've got Gumtree. I'd be going over to Gumtree and I'd be looking, just scanning the market, seeing what's available, going through all these one-time deals. I'm seeing here, okay, this isn't bad, this one here, but that's a bit of a far, 160 kilometer drive is very far, but GTX 960, 4 gigabyte, 80 Aussie dollars, that's 60 USD. I'd be trying to pick something like this up. Maybe it might even be a fake, but you just got to be careful of that one. Make sure you check it out before you pick it up. But you just scan the market, go through the GTX 970, go through GTX 1070, take a look at what's around. That's not bad at all. And we got a $2 donation here. Thanks, Shampoo Time. Just hi and good night. Oh, gotta be up 4 a.m., man. That's early. So Shampoo Time is a member, guys, and he saves lives. Ambo, thanks for your hard work, brother. And thanks for the donation too. We got GTX 970. That's a pretty good deal too. So looking through these deals, 90 bucks. I'd pick that up. I'd put in an offer for that. Assuming it works. Assuming it works. So you can find some good deals. You're always going to find better deals locally than you will on eBay or Amazon. And so I think in the US, you guys have got Craigslist and OfferUp and stuff like that. And that's where you'd get the better deals. But of course, do make sure you don't get hosed. I'm speaking perhaps that people are asking about the 6700 XT deal that I was pulling up in the deals hunt yesterday. The guy never got back to me. And apparently someone, so we got a little bit of a network going on where I am locally. And so apparently it might be a scam. That's what I'm being told, because one of my friends messaged the guy and then he was saying, oh, come pick it up in the afternoon. And the guy was telling me, oh, I can only let you pick it up at nighttime. So when you've got these conflicting reports on a deal, just be wary. It might be a scam. In this case, I'm just staying away from that 6700 XT now because things don't add up. And when things don't add up, then that's not a good sign. So just be careful with that. Don't get scammed. There's so many scams out there, and I only think it's going to get worse as we go in and as the days go by. I only think it's going to be worse with the scamming. So we got the last piece of news before we move over to chat. Guys. Oh, we got Designs by IFR in chat. What's going on, man? What's going on? We're going to be doing a live stream with Designs by IFR and also a pro Rainbow Six Siege player called Rain. So that'll be cool to sort of talk with a upcomer in the scene, a pro player, and see what the go is with pro gaming. Because if you guys don't know, I'm washed up when it comes to pro gaming. But of course, I like to look at all the tech and get the young guys coming through all the best stuff and all the best settings and gear, so they can be pro and they can play at their best and hopefully win some bucks in tournament. But we got here the 3080 Ti. This is rumored to be coming out in May. It does carry a bit of weight this time around. Like I'm saying, this is, if there's a rumor that's carrying weight, like we heard the 3080 20 gigabyte rumors, I think that was just marketing gimmicks. This time around, I'm saying the 3080 Ti, this looks a lot more credible because of the 12 gigabytes of VRAM. That makes sense for NVIDIA to do that instead of the 24 gigabytes. Now, in terms of the performance, it's right up there with the 3090, but of course, because it's got less VRAM, it's not going to be as desirable still. So it's, in terms of its product segment and where it's at, it looks a lot more of a smarter move, where people are paying the premium to get 2 more gigabytes of VRAM and get more performance, but the 3080 is still going to be a lot better value for money at 700 versus 1000. So, I mean, this is MSRP, of course. Like, crypto is just distorting everything right now. But I'm also being told that this could also have a proper implementation. Now, this is a rumor. NVIDIA might finally be doing a proper implementation of the crypto mining nerf on the 3080 Ti. This is just a rumor as well. It might even be across all the new cards that are being made as well. So that's a rumor out there at the moment. Whether this comes into effect, I hope it does, so gamers can actually get the cards. Considering it's global pandemic, people do want to play some games because they can't go outside a whole lot. It would be nice if people had the luxury of playing games instead of people just sticking cards in a motherboard and then clicking mine. But hey, I've had my thoughts on crypto mining in the past. I've had my thoughts on crypto mining. I don't think the miners are actually the problem. I've said this in the past. I think it's all the stimulus money going out there that's the real reason why the crypto miners exist in the first place. But let's move over to chat now. Do let us know what you think of the 3080 Ti rumors. Do let us know if you've got any deals or any metas of your own to share with people who are looking to get some cheap deals and looking to get things out there at the moment. And let's go to some chat right here. I got the stream decks all working now, so we've got the fancy transitions and everything going. So we got where's the RTX 3050? Only 4 gigabytes, so it won't be attractive to miners. And yeah, that would be good. If NVIDIA do an RTX 3050, I would love that. I think it would be a card that would come in at a lower price point. Hopefully crypto miners wouldn't snap it up as much. I mean, crypto miners are just snapping up everything. As long as mining is profitable, crypto miners are going to be there, especially if cards are MSRP. The problem you've got on top of the crypto miners now too is because the graphics cards are being bought out by the crypto miners, you've then got the intermediaries, and that's the scalpers. So they know graphics cards are in demand. As soon as they see a graphics card at a good price, they're going to snap that up and then resell it. So you've got so many more dynamics in the market, not just the crypto miners. There's so much more going on where as soon as someone sees a decent price on a graphics card, they're just going to snap that up before someone else does because they know it's a good price. They know they can make money on it. So that's what the market's doing right now. It's correcting itself into an all-time high pricing level. But hopefully the RTX 3050 comes out. I mean, hopefully just graphics cards come out. Hopefully they just flood the market with GPUs. That'd be great. So, if true, what, so designs, Corey asked a question. If true, what market price do you see this card being at? Obviously between the 3080 and 3090, but what's your rough price guesstimate? I mean, in the US, it would come in like, it's going to come in a little bit over $1,000 if the retailers like Newegg, for instance, are doing their shuffle program. In Australia, if we're talking Aussie prices, I would guess the retailers are going to, obviously the distributors are going to be having a field day. They're going to be loving it. Oh, wow, more graphics cards from NVIDIA, a new graphics card from NVIDIA that's on the high end. I reckon you'll see the 3080 Ti in Australia for around 2,500 Aussie dollars. I mean, that's the ironic thing was, that's where the 3090 roughly was when that was first released in Australia. It was at 2,500. So you probably see the 3080 Ti there at the same price. So it's like, wow, I waited all this time to get 12 gigabytes less VRAM and less performance. Fantastic. But I mean, hey, so I reckon, I'm guessing 2.5K, like realistically when you go to the retailer and see the prices. So that's what I think with the 3080 Ti. Yeah, and I think it's coming. I do think this one's coming. I think the rumors are pretty solid at this stage. They're too heavy to ignore. So we got and we got $5 donation from Big Dude 101. Oh yeah, it's $5. Thanks for the donation, brother. As for negotiation, haggling, making offers, do you get better results making an offer online or haggling face to face? This is the thing for me, man. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you don't. It depends on what you're haggling for. Like if you agree on a price before you meet up, you don't haggle then. That's like a big no, at least deal hunting where I'm from. If you agree on a price and then you go to someone and then try to haggle them down further, it's a big no. Like if someone does that to me, I just say, mate, just jump in your car and on your way. I hate it and I don't do it either. That being said, if they've got extra parts, so say for instance you've negotiated a GTX 1070, like this one for 350, and then I go pick it up and he's got something else on the spot that I didn't know about, and then we can negotiate on the spot and face to face. But I do find if you're going to look at negotiating on the spot versus online, negotiating on the spot is much better. I find people are more willing to strike a deal or want to strike a deal on the spot than rather online. So I've had a lot more success in terms of getting bargains on the spot, but I think that's because you're picking up the part already and they've just got stuff that they want to get rid of and they're like, pretty much name your price. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll give you this for it. But yeah, in terms of pre-negotiating a deal and then rocking up and trying to negotiate it down further, I mean, I don't know how you guys do it in different cultures and different countries, but yeah, I don't do that where I'm at, like right here. So, I mean, if you say, for instance, if you go to a market though, if you go to a used PC parts shop and they've got a price there, then you can say, okay, would you take $20 less or something? That's fine. But yeah, don't try not to negotiate a price and then just rock up. I've actually had that happen a few times as well. Some guy like came over. He's like, hey man, I'm getting my son a PC. I'm like, yeah, we talked on the phone. I know you're getting your son a PC. He's like, I'll give you $350. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. And then he rocks up. It's like, oh man, I'll give you $330. I'm like, what? Like, I just said, jump back in your car. And he's like, oh, no, I'll take it. I'm like, okay. So, but yeah. So, that's a good question. I like that one. Got a GTX 750 Ti for 55 USD. Was it a good deal? In this current, like, I'm going to say in this current climate, yeah. Like, that's what I'm hearing. Like, it's a decent deal. Like, it's not a great deal. It's not like nothing to go crazy about, but it's a decent deal from the prices I'm seeing on even R9 380s and 280s, right? So if we go back to this 380, I would say you got a pretty good deal. Like, I mean, let's just check the prices on eBay for GTX 750s or TIs. Yeah, you got the TI version there. And I mean, yes, that's $67 and that's getting shipped from Sri Lanka. So yeah, $55, you got a good deal. Nothing to complain about there, considering what's going on in the US. He's really selling, wow, $200. Is someone really paying $200 for a 750 Ti? Wow. Okay. Yeah, you got an extremely good deal there, my man. people are paying $195 for a 750 Ti. Damn. I didn't realize it was that bad in America. Like, that just shows how bad things are right now. So, but anyway, let's cheer up. Let's cheer up a bit, because hey, I'm helping you guys out. I'm showing you guys the ways of what I'd be picking up personally. Would I be picking up a 750 Ti for $195? No way. Would I be picking it up? Let's see when they went cheaper. So you see the price progression here. I wouldn't even be picking up a 750 Ti for $138. So that's insane. So I got a GTX 1650 for $230, and it's so sad that it actually was a good deal. Yeah, it's true, yeah. Hey, Brian, how's it going? Good. I'm going pretty good. Taking care of my health, that's the most important thing. Always take care of your health, sleep well. If you got the good diet, got the good sleep, got the good energy, that's the most important thing. In terms of the deals hunts, I enjoyed the used stuff a lot now. I'm actually, it's funny, people in the comments of the parts hunt yesterday, they're like, oh, like we go from 3080s to GTX 650s and GT 730s, and I'm excited about it. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm excited about just getting deals and putting PCs together. That's how I started out Tech Yes City. Like, really, when we look at the roots of it, I just started out building PCs and then got into the used stuff. So the used hustle is the most fun. Like, that's the funnest thing on the channel. And it's one of those things that's sort of like, the used hustle is always going to be one of those things that you can just go, and it's like my little bubble world that I can go back into and forget about all the stuff going on in the world. I mean, until of course the used prices start getting ridiculous. But hey, a GTX 650 for 15 Aussie dollars, I'm happy with that. I'm actually more than happy, because that represents pretty good price performance. So we'll continue on. Let's continue on here. We got some juicy ones. Have you found any good deals on Ryzen APUs? I found a 2200G in yesterday's parts hunt for 80 Aussie dollars. I thought that was decent, all things considered. 4 cores, 4 threads, and then you can whack it on a cheap motherboard, A320, and you can have a little gaming PC. I'm actually going to do a video on that exact Ryzen APU. I think they're a good option to look at right now, especially if you want to build a PC where you've got an upgrade path as well for if things get better. I mean, and by better, I mean it's sad, because things aren't going to get better. The economy is just going to crash, and then the prices will get cheaper. That's pretty much the only way out for things getting better, if people refer to things getting better in the market. So it's like a catch-22, isn't it? So which way do you go? Anyway, we'll continue on. What juicy questions have we got right here? Man, you guys are talking a lot. Okay, so Alder Lake will be out. Okay, so maybe that. You guys are going off in these crazy tangents. Okay, in one of your last videos, I spotted 3 Strut braces. Do you hustle JDM car parts too? Oh, okay, yeah. I used to in Japan. So the reason you'll see some car parts is that's a funny story, that one. Oh, where do we go with that? So that's just funny. Okay, so I used to, in Japan, before PC parts, I was doing a JDM gear. I love JDM cars, right? I grew up as a teenager, 180SX, R32 Skyline, Sora, Liberty B4, FD. I owned all sorts of JDM cars. Absolutely loved them. Still love them. I still love them. And so I went to Japan, and when I went over to Japan, I'm like doing the math, you know what I mean? I'm like calculating, I'm going to some of these places, because one of my ex-exes over there, she was into the whole car scene. Well, she had friends that were into the car scene, and then I sort of got in. I was like, it was like, kid at a candy store. And there's a kid at a candy store there in Japan for JDM, because the cars were so cheap. Like, you could get an FD Skyline back in 2007 for around, I'd say, USD, you could get for like $6,000. I think $4,500 if you're on your hustle. That's an FD. That's a Series 6. So you're just like, wow, this was insane, the prices of used cars over there. So I was just strapped up, going, woo, here we go. Let's jump in these cars, buckle up, and go crazy. And that's exactly what happened. But when I was over in Japan, I started seeing the prices of car parts because I had something go wrong on one of my cars there. The FD, I had something go wrong, and I had to replace just wait, we got a donation too from Mal, $15. Thanks, brother. This is a big one. Hey, Brian, just FYI, there's a Facebook Marketplace scam ad here that's affecting people here in Oz. Guy's selling a 2080 Ti for 550 AUD and not shipping. He's even got a fake New South Wales license. Yeah, okay, we'll just quickly interlude. £2 donation. Thanks to hey mate, love your videos. Keep it good. Thanks for the donations, guys. That's awesome. I will quickly interlude with this scam stuff. It is actually important. I did see something that did alarm me. It is. Damn. Can I? See, I don't know if I can show the names of the people on live stream. This is the sad thing because on Facebook I can point you to. I'll just hover over like what's going on. Okay. I saw a 1080 Ti that was too cheap. I think it's been taken off. There was a 1080 Ti that was way too cheap for the money. And when I looked at the person's profile, they were over in Europe. They weren't even over, they weren't even over in Australia, but they were trying to rip people off in Australia. So that was a clear scam. So yeah, if it's too good to be true, basically if it's too good to be true, then it pretty much 99.9% of the time usually is. Just remember that with scamming. So I mean, you've always got to that's why you've always got to, if you're buying over Facebook Marketplace, always, and this is my rule of thumb with Marketplace and Gumtree, these are the local sites. Yeah, they're in Harvey Bay. Yeah, $340. Yeah, Mr. B Tree, that was the one. The 1080 Ti for $340. Was it located in Harvey Bay? Yeah, that was the one. It was in Harvey Bay. So that was the one he's talking about. Always pick up the part and confirm that it's working. And it's going to get worse. I'm telling you guys, it's going to get worse the more we go on, because you look at this. Look at values. I mean, values are going like this too. Morals and values going down the drain. And with that comes more scamming. I mean, anyway, just we won't even go. We won't even go there. But thanks for the 50 Filipino pesos donation here. We got RTX 2060 costs about 630 USD. Yeah, that's expensive in the Philippines too, man. The prices of GPUs, man, going crazy. Why don't we check out that price of Ethereum? Hopefully when that crashes. Hopefully when that crashes a bit. Okay, it's gone down a bit more. Hopefully we can just drop down to $1,500 or $1,000. If this sinks down to here, you'll start seeing some graphics cards up for sale again. So that's a good thing about that. But we'll get back to the story now. So sorry, we'll get back to the story of the used car parts and what was going on there. Then we'll get back to some more questions. We got some juicy questions coming and rolling in now. So the used parts, right? I had to replace a car part on my FD. I think it was some manifold, something like that. I forgot now which part I had to replace, but I was at one of my friends was a mechanic over there, and he was full into drift and everything. And he was replacing the part, and he said the part's going to cost was it $100 or something? And I was like, what? 100? I was like, in Australia, this would cost $400 at least for the part. Then you got the labor. And so it was cost me $150 to replace the whole thing, because he was a friend. I mean, he gave me a cheap price, but the actual part price itself was dirt cheap. And then I started looking on the Yahoo auctions and all this stuff over in Japan. And I started seeing okay, we got this arbitrage here on eBay where I could buy stuff locally, clean it, and then I started to clean it up as well, and that was adding extra value. So I got all this used junk that they'd actually call it junk. I'd test it, make sure it worked, cleaned it all up, then I was putting it on eBay and just making bank. And that was when before Tech Yes City, I had my YouTube channel. It was called Brian Easy. I think even to this date you can type in youtube.com/Brian Easy and my channel will come up. And that's where Brian Easy came from, because that was my eBay seller name, and I was just hustling car parts. And then it wasn't until I went into the junkyard. For my brother actually took me when we went to this PC parts place, and it wasn't PC parts place. It was it was one of them used parts in Japan. If you've ever been to Japan, they'll have all these big places with just all used stuff, and it goes super cheap. And I saw a PC in there, and I was like, oh wow, this could be good. This could be real good. And so what I went in there, I opened it up and I was like, okay, it was a 45 E45 P45 motherboard. And then I took the cooler off and I saw Q9550. I was like, wow, even if this doesn't work, doesn't turn on, the parts alone are going to be worth more than 20 bucks. So I purchased it for 20 bucks. And that was when I put together like a $40 PC vlog. And then the channel just blew up from there. I was like, wow, people want to watch this. And people were loving it. And they were like, dude, more used stuff, more used stuff. And so then I came back to Australia. And there was this whole like marketing side of things where you've got all the marketing, like, you know, all the companies want to send you all this stuff and have you test it all. And like, cause I was testing all the used stuff out, they were like, oh, well, can you review the new stuff? And I'm like, okay, cool. And then, yeah, I started getting into the new stuff, started reviewing all that. And now it's sort of like the channel's a hybrid mix between used and new stuff. And I will be honest, I love doing the used stuff way more than the new stuff. I just find it more fun. I just find it fun to sort of like go out and meet people, do deals, and then build something out of that. And then, of course, flip it. The whole process is fun. I just don't think like... I think building new PCs is just so systematic. It's so just normalized in that there's this thing, you just go to the shop, buy the PC parts. It's not, the difficulty level's easy, right? It's like jumping into a game, a video game. You select that difficulty on easy. You know what you're in for. You know if you're in for an easy cakewalk. It's going to be easy, it's going to be boring. So that's why I always turn up the difficulty level to hard or extreme, because I know it's going to be fun. And that's kind of with the used hustle. That's what you're doing. You're putting the difficulty level on hard or extreme, and you're just having fun. So that's why it's like my little world. It's like my little retreat. So hopefully you guys can go into the used. I mean, most of you guys are in the used scene, are in the retreat. You understand that retreat, and that's the good thing about it. So I think I've got to delve more into it too, the more we go on. Actually, we got a very cool video coming up. You know, I was doing input latency testing recently, so I got to do this reflex video with Corey from Designs by IFR. But, you know, I had the LDAT. I've got this LDAT tool from NVIDIA, and I just had this cool idea that came to my mind. I'm like, why don't we test out all these cheap monitors, the $15 and $10 monitors I'm picking up used, and see the input lag on them? Because I think they're much more of a value for money play. If you want to get into PC gaming, 60 Hertz monitor, used one, you can get it for 10 bucks. What about 144 Hertz? Yeah, it's like 200 bucks. So why don't we just get into the cheap stuff? So that was, that video is coming soon. You guys will love that. But let's get back to questions. So how much would you pay for a 3070? At the moment, I would pay like 800 USD max. 1,100 Aussie dollars, but then again the market's like, well, $1,200. The market's going to $1,300. So that's the crux there. So I think the RTX 3070s, you kind of got to wait. Actually, someone did message me about a 3070 and it got lost. My phone bricked and I had to get another phone. So someone messaged me offering me a 3070. And I didn't get back to them, and I feel like an idiot now because they're probably going to do me a decent price. And I was like, damn, I would have liked to have picked up that 3070. But sorry, if the guys out there, message me again for that 3070, brother. But in terms of what I'd pay, yeah, no more. Actually, someone said M7 Digit. He said no more than $800. And even then, that's bad. Man, you guys like have similar thinking to me. That's great. I love it. Great minds think alike, fellas. Don't worry. Great minds think alike. So... okay, we got, hey Brian, you are my mentor. Thanks. I'm your mentor, man. Cool. I still got a lot of educating to do in the world. Like lately I've been educating myself on a lot of different subjects outside of tech, and it's fascinating. I mean, some of it I've sort of tied into the channel. You guys have been liking those tangents. Thanks for watching that. But we got a question here. Is it so much fun? I can make a lot of extra income. Okay, so you've been doing this for half a year and making extra income. Love your channel. Question: what is your favorite CPU, new or old? Favorite CPU of all time, for me personally, is the X5675. I absolutely love it. I have the most fun with it. I think it's still relevant to this day. Turn off the Spectrum Meltdown updates and the 5675 is going to give you a good experience. X58 motherboards are still amazing. They're still awesome. Get some good triple channel memory. I would like, if I was just gaming and I was just playing competitive PC games still, I'd be on an X5675. Even though some of the games now, they're, you know, putting this AVX2 instruction sets on and they're sort of forcing you to go get a new CPU. X58 is it, man. That was the OG. That was the big one. That was when Intel were on their game. And that's when, you know, before we got into too much profit and, you know, profiteering from the companies, that was sort of like I see X58 as kind of like the last generation where profits weren't a massive concern as they were on subsequent releases. So yeah, I miss X58 days. That was and they were kind of like the funnest days in the industry as well. Like, I don't know, it was still like, it was just fun. Xeon Power too, yeah, X5675, love it. So favorite CPU, thanks for the question. Do you know any other languages? はい、日本語話します。なんて言ってほしいの？皆さん、はい、今、グラフィックスカードの値段がすごい高いですね。I speak a little bit of Japanese. That's about it. In English. So, but we won't speak too much Japanese. Is the 4650G a good deal for 140 bucks? Actually, yeah. We'll actually move on to that. We'll check that one out. That's actually pretty good. 4670G is the, if you guys didn't know, it's the 6-core 12-thread. 6-core 12-threaded Ryzen APU, and it's actually pretty decent. Like, this is okay. Well, it's a good deal if you can get it for the $145. I don't know where you saw it for that. At the moment, it's really expensive on Aliexpress, and I'm guessing that's because it's got the GPU portion on board, so you can kind of ride out the storm with this APU. So it's a 6-core 12-thread. It's basically a Ryzen 5 3600, but with an APU, and the APU is not half bad. Is the return of Marco asks, Marco, welcome to the chat, brother. Is the return of the Japanese channel imminent? Maybe, man. I might get back to that. I've just, honestly, man, I've been so tied up just with a lot of, like in the last 6 months, a lot of personal stuff's happened too. So it's been really tough to sort of just, my first priority is just to juggle Tech Yes City and then do all the other personal stuff in the meantime. And yeah, it's been, but I would like to get back to it one day, especially if I was in Japan. I'd rather do the Japanese channel if I get to get back to Japan. I mean, I'm applying to get over there. I really want to do some used deals hunts in Japan again. I miss the place. I miss my boy. I miss everything about Japan. Would love to get over there again. Another place I really want to go for some reason is India. A lot of you guys from India really want us to go over there too, in the Philippines. Like, I just want to do a whole Asia tour, like massive Asia tour. Wouldn't that be good? Hong Kong, Singapore. You guys are, and a lot of you guys in the Asian district, you just like, you guys support the channel a lot too. So I really love it. And greetings from Romania. Sweet. What's your Japanese account? Oh, Tech Yesu Japan. Tech Yesu Japan. Maybe someone can link it. And we got, what happened to Greg in your show? Greg stopped doing live streams. So Greg just was like, dude, I'm not doing live streams anymore. But yeah, I mean, Greg, I'd like to have some guests back on one of these days. And again, that's just like, you look at the live stream schedule right now, I'm just uploading whenever. Like, whenever I get a video finished, it's like, upload, let's release it for you guys. In terms of live streams, I'm like, hey, wouldn't it be a cool time to live stream? But what we'll do with this live stream is we'll get back to the talking head. What we'll do with this live stream is I wanted to make this sort of like a monthly thing where we look at the prices and just together we kind of see what the deals are, what's going on. And I guess if we follow all this kind of stuff, we can see the trends that are running through, and always look at the trends. The trends is always going to tell you future trajectory. So that's the one. Always look at the trends. The trend is your friend. I mean, and the problem is, if the trend's against what you like and what you do, then that's the worst part. That's the hardest pill to swallow. And that's the sad thing about trends too. So if you want to identify the trend and you want to hop on board, and it's like a freight train sometimes, that's what the trend can be. So we'll get back to some questions here. RTX 3080 in New Zealand at retail is 3,000 New Zealand dollars worth it? No, not at all, my man. That is a complete rip-off. That is a complete joke. 3,000 New Zealand. I mean, look, New Zealand dollars are pretty close to that of Aussie dollars. I'm guessing that's what, like 2,700 Aussie dollars. Let's take a look for you guys. 3,000 New Zealand dollars. That's, yeah, 2,782 Aussie dollars. That's way too much. I mean, even the scalpers on Gumtree don't even charge you that much for a 3080. I could probably look for an RTX. I mean, yeah, all the names and personal stuff, damn it. I gotta be careful on live stream. We'll try it, maybe Facebook. This is a problem. Like, I do this stuff and it's like, I gotta make sure there's no names coming up, otherwise I can get done. Like, hey Brian, what are you doing? You're showing personal names. RTX 3080. Let's have a look. So, yeah, I'll be able to show this. I think I may be able to show this. So yeah, even the scalpers are coming in with someone's got a whole PC, I think, with a 3080 in it for 3,200. So you could just buy the PC and take the 3080 out and you'd still be getting a better deal. This guy's got a ROG Strix. He's got a 2,600. So yeah, complete rip-off. So there, that's that one. Complete rip-off. Yola. Welcome back to reality. $3,000. I mean, come on. I mean, look, when I talk about inflation, inflation's not that bad. It's not 200%. Not in Australia or New Zealand. So, okay. Should I get a GTX 1050 Ti i5 7400 PC for 370 bucks? You know what? Yeah, like that's not too bad. Like even in Australia, that's not bad at all. That's a really good deal. In the US, I would say, yeah, at these current market rates, that's not a bad deal either. So I got to ask Rick Spol Estra. Bitcoin has dropped $5,000. What do you think is the crash here? Okay, let's look at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin especially. I mean, okay, let's see if the crash is here. Like, people are worried about a crash. Okay, for starters, okay, let's get on to Bitcoin price. I'm just going to tell you guys straight up. Okay, wow, that is tanking a bit. Okay, straight away, we're at this point right here, right? $63,000 for a Bitcoin. You got to ask yourself, if you're holding Bitcoin right now, this is what you've got to ask yourself, okay? No one can predict this line. This line can go down to here, and that would be like 30,000, 35,000. That line could go down that way. This line could also go back up. This line could go sideways. If you had a crystal ball, you wouldn't even be like, you would. It'd be amazing if you had a crystal ball, but no one does. So what you got to ask yourself at this point in time, forget about this previous line here, right? Forget about the 72, 73,000. It's now at this very point in time at $63,870. If you're holding Bitcoin, if you are holding a Bitcoin right now, can you afford to lose if it goes down more? So if it goes down to $30,000, how are you going to feel? If you've got a Bitcoin and you sold this for 64,000 Australian dollars, would you be happy? Ask yourself these questions. If I had a Bitcoin, I'd sell it straight away. That's my personal feeling. I was like, wow, you got a one cryptocurrency coin for $64,000. And at this point in time, I could buy over a kilogram of platinum for one Bitcoin. 1 kilogram of platinum. Let's actually, while we're on the note of that, I mean, no offense to this one, but you've got to, at some point in time, you have to see when something is a massive bubble. And Theta TV, like this one right here, points towards a massive bubble. This coin is $9, right? This is the Theta TV token. You can see here, like it's behind chat, sorry, but you can see here, $9. This is a massive bubble, ladies and gentlemen. This is a huge bubble in crypto. And if we look at because you're like, well, Brian, it's got future potential. If we go to Theta TV, I'll mute the tab. Look at this. They got 627 viewers. Do you think this whole website, do you think this is worth $10 billion or whatever the market cap is pricing? Do you think this right here is worth $10 billion? If you do think this is worth $10 billion, then I just think you need to realign what you think value is. Because in my opinion, when I look at this website, this right here, I see a Squarespace-like website. I don't see much innovation here. I don't see something that's offering an advantage over Twitch. I don't see something that's offering an advantage over any other platform in terms of what it looks like. I just see a massive bubble. That's what I see, a huge bubble. This is the biggest indicator of a bubble right here. So, I mean, go do what you want, but if you're holding Theta TV coins, you should be very concerned about this just dropping from out of nowhere. And when the floor goes out of all these cryptocurrencies, that's when they start dropping. Because I mean, for me, that is not a $10 billion website or a currency. But that's what it's valued at, right? If you look at the market cap. So do be very careful with cryptocurrencies right now. That's just my warning. And this is coming from a guy that made money off crypto. I made what I was comfortable with. But I think right now, I think crypto's in a huge, huge bubble, regardless of inflation. I just think inflation's got to catch up a lot. You've got to have hyperinflation to catch up to some of these values. And that's the thing. Just be careful. Always ask yourself, at this price point, if it went down, could I afford to lose more money? And so that's the question you got to ask yourself. Be comfortable. So yeah, what do I think of the Bitcoin price? It's actually now, what do I think of the Bitcoin price going forward? This is the test of time, right? We'll get back to the Bitcoin price. Crypto, because this is important. This actually ties in, believe it or not, with everything we're looking at. This right here will tell you Bitcoin price in ways could be directly, I mean, I don't know the correlations, but I think it's correlated to the supply of money. So Bitcoin can be correlated to the supply of money in ways. When there's too much money out there, the price of Bitcoin is going to go up. When there's too little money out of there, the price of Bitcoin is going to crash. So going forward, we're going to see the real answers from this price movement. Watch this price movement, because this will, in ways, I feel this will dictate how easy money is flowing around. So if Bitcoin does crash, then maybe you'll definitely see your GPU prices become cheaper. But at the same time, it'll tell you how easy money is and the supply of money. So if it goes back up, if it goes over $100,000, then we're looking at a different scenario altogether. So looking at possible big inflation numbers. So that's what I mean. I'm watching the Bitcoin price closely, so don't worry about that. But we'll get back to some other questions here. Are you against mining? Look, when it comes in my beliefs, I just think I'm not against mining. I just think ASIC mining is better. ASIC solves a whole different problem, right? ASIC miners are more efficient. They do a better job. They don't produce as much waste in terms of electrical waste, and they do a much better job. So that's, and look at the problems they're causing for the GPU industry right now. Gamers can't get any, the whole thing's just a mess. So I'm not against mining in the sense that I'm not against ASIC mining, but I'm against GPU mining. I think it doesn't solve anything really. But even the Bitcoin founder was against GPU mining, believe it or not. Satoshi Nakamoto, he was against GPU mining. Yet people just forget the original. Anyway, it's a long story, but he was kind of for CPU mining, which is even more inefficient. So we got we got a question that got hidden because it's just all swearing. But people are like, oh, ASIC miners are all corporations. If you think for a second that GPU mining is not corporations as well, then where are we going with this? Because ASIC mining is just the same as GPU mining. Corporations are buying up all these cards and using them to mine cryptocurrency. Doesn't matter if it's an ASIC miner, it doesn't matter if it's a GPU miner. When it comes to an ASIC miner, you can get USB-sized ASIC miners that don't cost a whole lot of money. If you truly believe in mining cryptocurrencies, then you would support ASIC miners. That's just my feeling. I don't think this whole corporation thing, corporations have even more of a hold and more of a stronghold in terms of distributor sway than the gamer does. So it's even a worser argument to say that ASIC miners are all corporations. That's the crap that you're going to read on the news. But you got to think of it. You just got to look down, logical top-down approach and say, okay, who's got the money? And when they got the big money, they have the big sway. And so you're seeing a lot of these GPUs aren't even going to retail shelves. They're getting bought out from the distributor line before they even reach the retail shelves. And that's, of course, corporate sway. So ASIC miners would solve a lot of those problems. But anyway, yeah. That's just my thoughts on it. Anyway, so we go RX 480 for 200 euro. Not a great deal, but I guess if you got to do it, you got to do it. The GPU is related to Bitcoin. Yes, it's related to Bitcoin because they mine on NiceHash, and that converts it all to Bitcoin. So it's almost like this big, I was going to say, big Ponzi going on where it converts all the altcoins back to Bitcoin. So all the money flowing around eventually comes back to Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin's the granddaddy, especially because of NiceHash. NiceHash's sway over the industry is huge. So anyway, research. That's just all my research too. I mean, I do get a lot of guys as well. The sad thing is lately as well, I do get a lot of drive-by critics. And these like, look, drive-by critic. I don't mind. Like, guys, if you're going to critique my opinions and my theories, that's great. I love that. But please put in why you think I'm wrong. If you think, Brian, you're wrong because X, Y, Z, that's awesome. We can have a discussion. But, you get the drive-by critics. These guys just come in, you're an idiot. You're wrong. You're just upside down thinking. And it's like, how does this add to discussion? And I've had a few drive-by critics lately, and it's the most annoying thing. I don't do drive-by. I'm not a drive-by critic myself, so I don't do it. But there's so many drive-by critics out there. Dogecoin thoughts. Oh man, the Dogecoin thing. I'm not getting into Dogecoin. We'll get back to the land of tech right now. Instead of, if you guys want to talk about cryptocurrencies, yeah, drive-by critics, fellas. They're everywhere. Okay, these guys. They're not open-minded. The drive-by critic is not open-minded. They can't think for themselves. And this is the problem. The biggest thing that we have nowadays is people are being taught what to think rather than how to think. So if it's anything, if I can help you guys in any way, shape, or form, it is educate yourselves, do your own research, and trust your gut, okay? And that's the biggest thing. If you can be taught how to think rather than what to think, then I think it's going to make for a better whole society. But yeah, have you heard of Chai? Yeah, I've heard of Chai. I've heard of Dogecoin. So basically, the Dogecoin thing is it's a dog coin backed a Shiba Inu. That's a Japanese breed. It's funny because the Shiba Inu dog itself is a very problematic dog in Japan. They're known to be very. It's funny, I wonder if the trading mechanism of Dogecoin, we'll check out Dogecoin. I wonder if this is related to the actual behavior of a Shiba Inu. Because, there's all these cryptic, that right there is pretty much a Shiba Inu. At least the last month, that's exactly what a Shiba Inu is like in their personalities. They just can go off in a heartbeat. And the Japanese know that. They're a beautiful dog, but they're very easily agitated. That's in Japan. So a lot of Japanese won't want to own the Shiba Inu dog for that very reason. But now we've got a whole cryptocurrency coin dedicated towards a dog. And it's like, how far does the joke run, guys? Hey, I own some Dogecoin. Like, so you got this whole coin that's dedicated towards being a joke where it's it inflates. Did that just crash before our very eyes? What's going on with this coin? Okay, so price movement right now, volatility. So in terms of this coin, I think this one's related to Elon Musk. Elon Musk has a lot to do with this. You see a lot of his cryptic messages with Dogecoin. What's his plans with this? I don't know. Maybe someone needs to ask. But he did say one thing about Dogecoin, the irony, the currency that was made as a joke might end up being the currency that's being used. In terms of that cryptic message itself, one would have to ask what's his master plan with this, because there is some big, and I mean big, institutional money going into this, or if it's institutional, it's bank money anyway. The average retail investor does not have the power to push this thing up. The billions that's being injected into Dogecoin, the retail investor does not have the power or sway to push that. This is some deep pockets going into Dogecoin. And if anything, if you guys... Chris Kean, $10. Thanks, bro. Sending some tech. Yes, loving from the States. Awesome, man. If you guys are, if you're asking me for an investment right now, I'm buying platinum. I'd be buying platinum. That's just my research. All points towards platinum being a absolute amazing buy right now. It's the metal of the future. That's what I'd call platinum. That's my research anyway. So that's me. I've got my own investment sort of targets going forward in terms of what I believe in. But in terms of what you guys believe in, do you believe in Dogecoin? I mean, if you do, go for it. I mean, I mean, the way it's going, right? Look at the trajectory of this thing. The way it's going, it's going to beat market cap. It could beat Bitcoin in 5 years' time. So if you believe in a dog coin, then sure. But I mean, at some stage, when does it become a coin that has real world function? And that's the only one I see right now. The only one I see right now is Ethereum. The only one I really see right now that I would, and I've used before, is Ethereum. Ethereum has, and that's why when you talk about cryptos, you're lumping in so much crap with what, and there are some good cryptocurrencies out there, but the majority of them are crap, and the majority of them are just all pump and dump and absolute ripoffs. I mean, that's my belief is if I was to invest money into crypto right now, it'd be Ethereum. But even then, I think Ethereum's in a bit of a bubble. So I think all of crypto's in a bubble. So we just talked about the Theta TV, and that coin itself was just the market cap versus what you're actually looking at with your own two eyes is unbelievable. So anyway, let's forget about cryptos now. So, but yeah, I do a bit of research on cryptos, but me personally, I'm a big believer in platinum right now for some reason. I just like it. I've done all my research on what I do going forward. And so have your medium-term outlooks. If you're investing for a pump and dump, you're doing it wrong. And I will say this before we get off the topic of investing. And if you're investing for quick, short-term gains, make sure you're very well researched and you've got all your research, all the stars align with your research. Make sure all the stars align, and that's a good gamble. Because if you're just doing pump and dumps thinking something's going to go up, you're only going to be making the broker rich, and the broker will just take your money in fees, especially with cryptocurrencies, because the cryptocurrency fees themselves, they're lucrative for the broker. They're like 1% per trade or something like that. If you had 1% per trade fees in FX or stocks or any massive retail brokerage, you wouldn't have anyone trading, period. So the brokers, if you're looking at short-term trades on pump and dump schemes and stuff in crypto, the brokers are getting rich in the long run, not you. So just be careful with that. Yeah, so anyhow, my research at the moment, I've done all research, and in terms of a vehicle, platinum's the metal of the future. That's a little hint I'll give you guys. If you can believe me, you cannot believe me, but I believe platinum is the metal of the future. Also, people aren't talking about it like they're talking about all these other investment vehicles, but when I've done my research, I'm like, wow, platinum looks really good. So that's what I'm believing in at the moment. Anyway, we'll get back to just talking tech now. So we'll get back to talking tech. Is it better to buy pre-built PCs now? Actually, speaking of that, I believe NZXT, I saw the other day, NZXT raised their pre-built price. What did they raise it to? So I think I saw a tweet where they were raising it, like it went from $700 or something to like $1,200. And I was like, yeah, so maybe it might not be a big time. So now I think a heap of YouTubers did videos on like get a pre-built and pull the GPU out. Now that's all flooded. So whenever there's a market opportunity, you've got to be on it quick. And usually by the time you hear it on the news, it's too late. So again, that's that age-old saying, buy on the rumor, sell on the news. This one here, I mean, the prices are starting at $1,000. Let's just see what you get from a pre-built from NZXT. I'll tell you guys if it's a ripoff or not. Okay, so you get the case. That's great. Where's the specs? Oh, yeah. I mean, if it had a better CPU. Oh wait, $1,200. No way. Okay. 9100F. Damn. Man, NZXT's taking you to the bank here. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I wouldn't build a pre-built. That's all. Not on this website. So, $1,000 for a 1650 and a 91. Like out of all CPUs, a 9100F. Like, come on. they released the 10100F, and that had 4 cores, 8 threads. Like, at least give me a 10100F for $1,000. I mean, come on, my money's not that useless, is it? So that's my thought on pre-built. I mean, if you guys know any good pre-builts, then maybe I'll shout them out on the stream right now. But I was looking at the NZXT pre-builts, and these they look rough right now. But mind you, the RTX 2060, if that's going for $800, then hey, I mean, if you're desperate, go for it. So, I mean, they're using, so if you look at that, there's 2666 speeds, they're actually using a H410 motherboard as well. So they're only showing you 3 things here. Show more, like, yeah, oh wow, okay, wait, no, B365 motherboard, okay. So they weren't using they should be using a Z motherboard, especially at $1,000. So yeah, this is the worst time to buy a PC in my lifetime. I mean, yeah, yes and no. We looked at early in this stream, we looked at things you can do to still get good deals. The GPU is the hardest part right now, hands down, but there are some still decent deals out there, especially if you got $1,000. So just be on the sidelines, and of course, always look for a good deal locally on the GPUs. You're going to find a better deal locally than you will on eBay or Amazon, because you suddenly got, basically with the marketplace on eBay, is you've got like, I think it's like 12 to 13, 14% fees. The sellers are going to add that on versus local, right? So when you've got that extra percentage buffed on there, it's much better to get a local deal anyway. But you've also got the traffic. It's exponential when you're looking at it on an eBay standpoint. Traffic is so much more. You've got like thousands and thousands of views per ad on eBay. That's thousands and thousands of more people that are competition. So anyway, check this video for a second. NZXT said why they have this selection. Okay. Anyway, $8 donation. Thanks, man. TechFast for Oz. Got to use Aussie bargain codes though. Yeah, that's true. TechFast sometimes have some deals. I have seen them. They have had some ripper deals if you're in Australia. I just don't know the waiting times on those builds. I heard it was sometimes it could be up to like 2 months for a build. So that's huge, but it's worth the wait. I mean, if you don't want to get ripped off in Australia, TechFast are definitely doing some, when they have their sales on Aussie bargains, they're definitely giving some good deals. And anyone in the industry knows that. So got faulty 2060 that was overheating and crashing, cleaned it and changed pace. This is a sad thing. If you guys have faulty graphics cards, people are paying money. Like, people are paying money. Like my friend, he apparently told me that he sold a GTX 1070, a faulty one, for like 280 Aussie dollars. I'm like, are you serious? Like, people are paying money for faulty graphics cards, and then you just put it up there, faulty, and people will buy it still. It's like, what? So they're paying like almost like a $280 for a faulty GTX 1070 versus 350. I much rather know where my money would be spent. And that is on the 1070 that works for $70 more. So yeah, the market has gone a bit crazy. Yeah, so, and then do you think the market's going to get worse now that people are getting their tax returns? Yeah, probably, yeah. Hey man, never underestimate the power of impulse. That's what I'll say. The power of impulse is a crazy thing, especially when a tax return comes around. In Australia, it's just like this whole season now, where you've got these seasons throughout the year, where there's tax return, there's Christmas, there's even Easter now. Easter's coming a big thing, like Easter gaming PC. It's like, what? There's an Easter gaming PC? Like, you stay at home, just game through Easter. Don't do anything with your family. Just stay at home and game. Get this Easter PC. So that's a new thing coming out now in Australia. Easter gaming PC. So any holiday, the retailer is going to use an excuse to hawk off a PC and make some money. So I mean, look, the bottom line is though, consumerism, especially in Australia, UK and Australia, like US, consumerism or consuming is at an all-time high. So you got to remember that. Like now we're getting these services in like Afterpay, and there's all these services coming in to promote just debt-fueled consumption. And the problem with debt-fueled consumption is it isn't productive, and it's not productive for a country. It's like someone's got the punch bowl out, and they're just, they're filling up the punch bowl with the extra alcohol. But sooner or later, someone's going to be like, well, whoa, I'm getting a bit dizzy here. I can't keep going. But then the punch bowl's full still, and you've got the guy who's organized the party. He's like, yo, the punch bowl, it's still full, keep drinking. So you've got all these people running around now on this debt-fueled hangover. Well, no, not even hungover. They're just debt-fueled binge, and they're just high all the time. So that's what's going on in there. The tax returns is just going to add to that. Anyway, we got a $5 donation here from Black Gamma. There's like, original point of discussion was to ask which GPU to buy in the current market. Are we any closer to an actual answer? Yeah, so I just, at the start of the stream, brother, I did point out what I would be looking at if I was in the USA. So I did check out the R9 280. So this one here, that's what I'd buy. Like looking, if I was online, right? And even locally, I'd be looking for an R9 280, R9 380. That's how we go. Looking just off the top of my head, judging by the price performance of this, it's a decent card. Make sure it works. I mean, with eBay, technically you get a warranty. If it doesn't work, you can send it back. So conditions used and it's working. So that's what I'd go for right now. Anyway, we got skilled rebuilds. $2 donation. Thanks, brother. AUD Seller 1340 megahertz, Sapphire Nitro 570 gigabyte 4. Okay, so you want to sell it. I mean, you'll get $200 for that thing. That's the reality of that easy. Like I think easy, you'll get $200 for it. Probably even get $220 for it. People are hungry for GPUs, man, and they'll pay good money for them. Depends where you live as well. Also look at your locale, where you're at. Depends where you live. If you live in Melbourne, for instance, I know if you're in Melbourne or if you're in Sydney, prices of GPUs seemed a little bit higher than where they were where I'm based. So I'm still in a better market, I think, where I'm at in Australia than and I know I'm in a better market than the US, because like I was surprised, like I did the parts hunt yesterday and like people were like telling me my GTX 1070 was a really good deal. And I'm like, man, like 350 is mediocre. And the guy was sitting on it for a couple of days as well. There was an there was a GTX 1070 Strix as well for 430. I did offer the guy, I think it was 350 or 380. However, he's like, no, I think he wants $400. So there is still an ROG Strix for sale locally where I'm at, 1070 if you guys are keen on that. But yeah, that's right. James Brock's like, you are in a better market. Yeah. That's right. I'm in a better market. I'm going to enjoy it a little bit, especially because I love used parts. I'm going to be enjoying that used market, man. But you know the best market? Taiwan. Marco's telling me that Taiwan is the best market to be in right now worldwide for GPUs. He was showing some videos on his channel where they just got RTX 3080s all on the shelves and the prices aren't too bad. So anyway, that's Taiwan. Taiwan's the best place to be right now. And Marco will tell you, he'll chip in and say, hey guys, and I've been actually hooking up. Maybe I might be able to do a parts hunt with Marco, an online parts hunt, and we take a look at some of the GPU prices in Taiwan. And sooner or later, it's like, hey, just divert the containers to Taiwan, fill up the containers with GPUs, and then on they go. One thing I'd love to do in Australia is I've got to start talking to GPU manufacturers directly. I think YouTubers or I guess, guys that are in a position where we've built up reputations, we would just get the GPUs in and ship them out straight away. Go to the manufacturers direct, cut out the middlemen, and start giving people GPUs at decent prices. I would love to make a program like that. And I think Linus was already doing that to some degree. And that's the best way to do it at the moment, because you've got and I know for a fact, there's a lot of middlemen at the moment who are just ripping people off. And I've spoken to the retailers and they're marking them up just their standard markup rate. From if they were an MSRP of, say for instance in Australia, an MSRP of $1,300 for a 3080, they'd be putting there maybe $150 markup, $200 markup at best, and they got to do the warranty, the sales, after sales support, whatnot. But then they're telling me like it's the distries that are ripping people off. All the middlemen are just cleaning up, and they're the guys who, no one can point the finger to them because no one really knows who they are. And that's the thing. And then if people know who they are, they just put the blame on someone else. Oh yeah, it was this one. He's overseas. He's the distributor he's jacking the prices up. And so it's at the moment in terms of GPU pricing, new GPU pricing, it's just a game of pass the buck. So, and or you could see it as a game of musical chairs, and the consumer's just permanently standing up and everyone's sitting down and the music's rolling as well. The music's not even stopping or starting, it's just continuously rolling, and the chairs are all for the distributors and the people making money in the pipeline, and the consumer's just standing up, missing out on all the action with a sad face. And they're like, hey guys, this isn't fun anymore. This musical chairs isn't fun. And the distries are like, it's fun for us. We got a chair, we got good music rolling. You consumers can just sit there and miss out on the action. So anyway, that's what's going on. It's the musical chairs that was never meant to be for the consumer. But I mean, hey, maybe I'm gonna actually, after this live stream, I'm gonna put out some feelers out there and see maybe if Colorful or something like that we're interested in doing a shipment to Australia and start shipping these GPUs out directly instead of going through middlemen. Because yeah, the middlemen are just either selling it to corporations or they're just upmarking them for the poor retailers. And so the consumer's just missing out big time. So even with some inflation thrown in, it's still a ripoff. So that's the worst thing about it all. So yeah, but anyway, in terms of the GPU I'd be buying right now, it's this one right here, the R9 280, 3 GB. That would be me. Yeah, if I was in the USA, I'd be looking for something like that, something low key, something that not everyone's going for, but still will give you a pretty solid gaming experience. That would just be my pick. So an R9 280, for example, as well, will give you much better performance than a GTX 750 Ti. So. Bro, why would you want to sell the 3080? Who's selling? I'm not selling the 30. Who's selling a 3080? I mean, my guess is someone would want to sell a 3080 to make money. That would be my guess. How far? We got skilled rebuilds. How far is Brian going to overclock that GT 730? I don't know. I might stick a fan on it. It's got a passive cooler. I'll stick a fan on it. I mean, and we'll see how hard it can go. GTX 1080 Ti better than the 1050 Ti. Of course. Man, are you guys starting to troll in chat now? Apparently, I got a call as well. Apparently, miners are buying up the 1080 Ti's. Apparently, they're the cards to buy up now. So it doesn't matter which card it is. Miners want to buy it up. So that's the reality of the GTX 1080 Ti as well. So I think any graphics card's pretty good. But look for the ones that are under 4 GB of VRAM and under. That's what you should be looking at right now. Because generally people are going to get, if they're miners and they're that experienced and they can work with cards that are 4 GB and under, they're probably not going to anyway. It's more worth their time to go for the higher end stuff anyhow. So the 4 GB and under is definitely your play at the moment to get decent value. And I think that's going to be a continuing trend until cryptocurrency has the bottom slip out from within. So if, the funny thing is about market caps and all the prices of Bitcoin and everything, what you see and with a $1 trillion market cap and all that, you shouldn't look at it that way. A Bitcoin is only worth the bids on that current day at that current point in time. And if you added up all the bids on Bitcoin, that would give you a indication of how much real money is ready to pounce on Bitcoin. And that's why when you look at the price of cryptocurrencies, they're so susceptible to pumping and dumping. And that's because, believe it or not, there's not a whole lot of liquidity. Even though there is liquidity, there's not a whole lot of how would you describe it? There's not a whole lot of mass liquidity in cryptocurrency. And that's why the prices are so volatile. So do keep that in mind. If we look at, say, a currency pair like the Japanese yen versus the Aussie dollar, there would be much more in terms of bids than Bitcoin would have on it. So you for instance, in one day of FX trading between the Aussie dollar and the Japanese yen, you'd have more volume of money being moved than there would be in Bitcoin. Maybe. I mean, I'd have to do more research on that, but at least when the price movements, there'd be a lot more mass liquidity in currencies than there would be in cryptocurrencies. So just be careful with that. And that's the one thing I think a lot of people, if they look at the price of a Bitcoin or whatever, cryptocurrency, they've got to understand that those things can fall out of nowhere. And so that can send the prices of cryptocurrencies crashing down, which then can cause a GPU flooding on the market. So people suddenly, oh, crypto is not profitable anymore. And then they just sell all their GPUs off. And they sell it off before the next guy can sell his off. So it's a race. It's suddenly this race to sell your GPUs off. And so that's a realistic scenario. We got Sameg, yeah, why don't you answer your email? Sorry, man, like my email just gets flooded, brother. I've just been like, personally, this is the best time to get me is actually on these live streams or on Twitter. And so the best time to get me is on the live streams or on Twitter. I've just like, yeah, I got a lot going on personally as well. So do keep in mind, I do have to do a lot of stuff on the side, besides the YouTube as well. So a bit busy, especially these next few months. They're going to be busy months for me. So once everything's back to normal, you'll know, guys. There'll be videos like every 1 day or 2 days, and like they'll keep coming out. So I promise you that much. Isn't it good that someone who bought a card for a high price and gets some return with mining? I mean, yeah, like if you've got a graphics card, go do what you want with that thing. If you've paid double retail for it, double MSRP, then yeah, I mean, definitely you might want to recoup some of the cost back by using it to mine. I mean, do what you want with your, I mean, is it a good thing? I don't know. It's subjective. So, do you know, I want an older R9 series Radeon card, but all of them seem to only have one display port and aren't 1.2, which would mean they don't support my 280 Hertz monitor, right? Yes, I believe that's right. I think, what is it, 280 Hertz monitor? Is there a 280 Hertz monitor? I didn't even know. I think isn't that the limit? Isn't it 360 Hertz and 280 Hertz is the limit or something like that? Or is that the 280 Hertz limit? Like, I've never heard of a 280 Hertz monitor. I think it's the 280. Oh, wow. What? Oh, overclock. Okay. I didn't even know that. There is a 280 Hertz monitor. What? Okay. That's interesting. I didn't even know that. Wow. Okay, there's a 280 Hertz monitor. There you go. I think there is like, I think it's like, if you look at the GTX 9 series, I think, what's the limit on it again? There is a refresh limit on, I know the 9 series, for instance, won't power 360 Hertz. It'll only power I think like 200 and something. So there is a limit. And yes, I believe the R9 series will do the same, unfortunately. So in that case, that monitor will need a 10 series card. A 10 series card will be perfect. That will power the 360 Hertz or the 280 Hertz in this regard. Yeah. So we'll get back to some questions though. Whew. Man, you guys are hungry for the questions. Let's get into it again. Round 2. Can you recommend a good 1440p GPU? I mean, it depends on your price, depends on your budget. I mean, RTX 3070 is a good 1440p GPU. The problem is, would I pay the current market rates for them? No. In terms of a budget card for 1440p, I mean, it depends on how much you want to sacrifice the VRAM. If you can drop the settings and keep it under 4 gigabytes of VRAM, you can get like a Fury X or something like that. Try and get a Fury. And that would actually give you some decent FPS at 1440p. That'd be my recommendation if you're looking for a value play. Do you think game devs will start coding according to the bottlenecked ability for gamers to get last-gen GPUs? I mean, yeah, like game devs are already just cutting it down. Look at Fortnite. Look at all these games that are popular. They don't want to innovate because they're too busy getting the audience bigger and bigger so they can buy skins and buy all these in-store purchases. The incentive now for video game developers is not to make your game graphically demanding, not to make your game graphically challenging. The incentive is to make the game as easy to play as possible. So you can, and then it's free to play. I mean, it is free to play. If you guys aren't impulsive, then the game is free to play. But if, you know, they pray, a lot of these game developers see the trends now, and that is easy money is flowing around. So why don't we make a game that people can just jump on, and then all their mates are playing, and then they want to have the cool skins, and we'll make money that way. So yeah, the game industry, the develop, like, all right, let's just give a quick shout out here to Age of Empires 4. This actually puts a smile on my face. I saw the gameplay trailer for this, and I have never been excited for a game in a while than this one. Like, I think the anticipation for me personally with Age of Empires 4 is huge. I've been waiting for a good game to be released, and hopefully, I mean, there'd probably be microtransactions in there somewhere, but I'm hoping that it's not. I'm hoping they just maybe do it like the old school way. Just release the game, pay some money for the game, and then release an expansion pack. But yeah, like, this game right here is sort of giving me some hope in terms of game devs designing for better hardware, but also still making it playable to the masses, but still having a good game. So hopefully this is one of those games that renews my faith in PC gaming, because at the moment I'm just seeing a lot of free-to-play games, and they honestly, they just, like, they're not, like, they're good and all, but there's much more to PC gaming than there is to there's much more to PC gaming than there is to free-to-play battle royales, where you're just going in one little zone, and the depth and all the strategies and all that. Yeah, it does make me a little bit sad, because, you know, like, and that's the thing, you know, in the questions, are you excited for Diablo 2 Remaster? Yeah, like, I'm actually excited for that too, because this was when PC gaming was so innovative, and all the games, like, that's why they're remastering Diablo 2. You know what that means? It means all the new games, most of the new games coming out now just straight up suck. They're boring, they're crap, and so people would rather play a remastered game over, what is it, 2 decades? When did Diablo 2 come out? Diablo, man, I remember playing Diablo 2 release. Was it 2 decades now? When? Yeah, over 2 decades ago. So people would rather play a game from 2 decades ago than play games now. If that doesn't tell you something about the games that are coming out now and the caliber of games coming out, then I don't know what does. What that spells for me, remastering Diablo 2 means that, hey, this game had such a good skill set, had such a good gameplay, had so much depth, was awesome, that we've got to remaster it, because all the new games haven't taken up that. They just suck, and they keep getting worse. I mean, like, no offense to Diablo 3, but I didn't really enjoy it anywhere near as much as I enjoyed Diablo 2. Diablo, the original, that's when you had that you had the trend. It was going up, right? You had the trend. We'll get on the big screen. We'll look at the trend. We had the 1990s games were getting good. They were going up, 2000s, early 2000s, up to 2010. They just kept getting better and better. And then about 2015 hit, right? And then games just, like, I think GTA 5 was the last game that I really enjoyed, like, really enjoyed on PC. Like, I got excited about when I started playing it, because it was so well written. The story was good. Everything was just good about GTA 5. But after that, it just, like, you had all these games coming out, and they were just crap. One after the other, crap. Hey, let's get excited for this game. And you're playing it, like, the mechanics. You know, like, I don't know about you guys, but doesn't the autopilot, like, some of these games, they come out with this autopilot mechanism where you click a button and you're, like, sitting there for 5 seconds watching your character do an auto move. And it's like, where's the skill and excitement in this? You might as well just put on Netflix and watch a movie. Like, who designs these games? So anyway, yeah. So actually, that's funny. Well, 2015 was when the microtransaction took effect. Yeah, that's pretty much when we had the decline in game developments. Pillars of Eternity, yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 was really good as well. Baldur's Gate 3 is still in beta. Alpha, actually. I got early access, and I only played, like, through the first bit, because that's all you're allowed to play through. And I was having a really good time. Sorry, I shouldn't say GTA 5 was the last game. For me, Baldur's Gate 3 was awesome as well. So that was really good. I was getting into that. I did an all-nighter. That was the first all-nighter I've done on video games in a long time. So there are some good games, and I think there's this whole undercard now in PC gaming, right? You've got mainstream, and now you've got, it's weird because PC gaming was never mainstream. And this is the funny thing about PC gaming, was never mainstream. And now you've got PC gaming being so mainstream, I think things like Diablo 2 Remastered and a lot of these good games that come out that stick to that old formula. You've even got WoW Classic. They stick to the old formula of mechanics and skill and gameplay. They're surging in popularity. They're capturing the OG PC gamer as well as the non-mainstream PC gamer that is getting into it, you know, who wants to be a bit intellectually challenged, you know, wants to be challenged, instead of not just picking easy and running through a game and getting their dopamine hit. So yeah, but that's PC. Man, how do we go off on this tangent? Live streams, guys, live streams. Oh damn. Have you played Factorio? Really fun game. No, actually I haven't. I'll have to check it out if you reckon it's good. If you guys the viewers, if you reckon something's good, I'll check it out. Because you guys, we got a like-minded community here. It's awesome, you know, like all the comments that come in and all, regardless of my channel sort of staying underground, I love it how you guys are constantly, yeah, like we got a community here and it's an awesome one. I always love it. Like I actually haven't had any real negative comments, like proper negative comments in a long time. So that's been an awesome thing. So you guys stay awesome. We got a donation from Mal, $7.99. Thanks for that. I love the number. Doom Eternal, especially the DLC, is pretty intense, especially on Ultra Violence or Nightmare difficulty. Yeah, Doom's awesome, man. Doom on the Nightmare difficulty it's really good. So there's actually an Aussie guy called Spud Hunter who was really good at the game. He's really good at Doom. I was watching him play it on the max, Nightmare difficulty, and he clocked it, and he was really good. So it's funny how like some people are like really good at certain games. You've got guys out there that are just, you know, Super Mario speedrunner bandits, and like that's the beautiful thing about gaming in general. Is you got people who really excel at one genre of gaming. So we got here, it's a good deal to buy used graphics cards from Aliexpress. I'd say it was a good deal. Like when we had RX 570s and 470s for $80, that was a good deal then. We can check it out. We can go back to the prices of used graphics cards on Aliexpress and have a quick check for you guys. But I think, okay, we'll just check if it's a good deal. I'll just quickly read through some other comments. Do you play Rocket League? No, it's not my, like Rocket League wasn't my thing. I did play it like when I was having a few beers. I think it's one of those games. Like I think Rocket League's one of those games where you get with your mates and you have a few beers. It's like that Mario game where you got to find out the ghost or whatever. The ghost is, there's some games that are fun to have with your like, drive-by critics. That's it. That's what it is, Marco. You don't want to be a drive-by critic. We'll reiterate that in the live stream a few times. Plenty of them out there. But no, in terms of Rocket League, it's a fun game when I find it's like a fun social game. It's weird because a lot of people just play it on their computer with their friends, like dedicated. I find it's actually one of those games that's fun to play with your mates when you got them there. Let's look at GTX 9. Like on AliExpress, I did like the GTX 9. I did like it. See, this is the problem. I thought this would be the problem. $205 for a GTX. Yeah, Mario Party. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I haven't played it for so long that I forgot the name of the Mario game. $205. Yeah, no way would I be buying a GTX 960 for that price. So at the moment, AliExpress graphics cards are really intense in terms of their prices. I remember GTX 950s. They were like $70, and that was even considered a little bit expensive, you know, 7-8 months ago. So the prices on AliExpress for GPUs right now is kind of a no-go. That's personally for me. So that's just be careful with that one. So yeah, but we'll move through a few more questions. So you into CSGO skins, Brian? I like them. I'm not into the whole community of trading them. I know you can make some bank on that. Hey, if you're hustling CSGO skins, I know one guy locally here sold a PC for some CSGO skins because the guy was so desperate for CSGO skins. I mean, sorry, the guy was so desperate for a gaming PC that he over traded skins for the PC, And so then the other guy ended up flipping the skins and making some bank. And they like, the thing is, if you sit on the skin, apparently if you sit on the skins, is this right? If you sit on the skins at a certain price, sooner or later someone might buy it. So it's a patience game, I think, when it comes to, it's kind of like the World of Warcraft auction house. I used to sit on the World of Warcraft auction house with my overpriced materials, and then sooner or later someone would buy them. So that's the problem right now, right? If you got people selling these, I'm guessing the same effect is going to come into the same effect will come into RTX 3080s and stuff. There'll be guys who have them and then they'll be like, oh, I'm just going to sit on it at some stupid, ridiculous price and wait until someone's impulsive enough to come and buy it. What is the rarest game you own? Rarest game? Actually, it's funny because the only box game I own now is Baldur's Gate 2, Shadows of M. That's the only box game I own. That's actually scary because I used to have so many boxed games and I used to love keeping the boxes, but for some reason I think I cleaned out ages ago. I cleaned out all my box games and Baldur's Gate 2 was the one I was like, you know, I'm going to keep one of these because I had the map. Yeah, it was the collector's edition. I had the map in there. I'm pretty sure you got a map with it. I'm pretty sure like when you bought Baldur's Gate 2, you got a map with it. Yeah, here we go. you used to with a mouse pad and a mouse pad. I don't think I got the mouse pad. This is in mint condition. Man, I love this. This is the rarest game I own, and I got the map still. So it's got the mouse pad as well. That's awesome, man. I want the mouse pad. So skill rebuilds, $10 donation. Thanks, brother. I've been here since your bulldozer frame times versus Intel video. Appreciate the meta watch. Be easy. Thanks for all the fish. Thanks, man. Thanks for being tuned for so long, man. That's awesome. Cheers. That's wicked. Yeah, back in the day, I think there was this whole thing about. It was back in the day. It was bulldozer versus the 4-core. You had the 8-core versus the 4-core. And there was just all this YouTube was a different time back in 2014. It was a different time where it was a popularity contest. And it should never be that, guys. When it comes to making choices in terms of, especially if it's costing you money, always make a choice based off research and getting educated. And so, yeah, I did a 4-core Intel, I think it was a 4th gen versus the 8-core bulldozer. And I found that the 4-core was doing better in FPS. And this was at the time, and it was a big taboo topic. But I was glad to do that video. It was a huge video, and I was glad to make that one and sort of put that argument to rest. I think that was back when people were just like, yo, here's the popular guy recommending a CPU. I'm just going to go buy it because this guy's popular. And it's like, what a dumb thing to do. Don't ever do that when it comes to making big money decisions, eh? You'll find the popular guy won't be there to bail you out when you've lost a heap of money. That's the scary thing, eh? Okay, so bro, I need a 3080 help. Medi Rez, you're local. Medi what did you get off? Like Medi, I think you bought a PC off us. What GPU did you have in that PC? What PC did you have? What GPU did you have in that PC? You had a really good one. So thanks for the $5, brother. That's weird. You had a good PC, but the 3080, man. Look, I know it's hard to get a 3080, man. I need mine for testing. I've got a 3080, and I've got two 30. I'm not gonna lie, I got two 3080s. Okay, I got one in synthetic sewer, and then I got one for testing. So I'm down. If I had extra 3080s, I'd be selling them much better rates than the $2,500 you're seeing. I'd be selling for much better deal than 2,500 that you're seeing locally. That's why I'm looking. Look, I'm looking if I can get a hold of GPU vendors and see if we can do some direct deals. I'd be happy to do the whole container for free, like just to help people out in Australia. And I think if some like community members could organize that, just to help people get some of these good cards. It'd be great for the PC gaming community. Because at the end of the day, we're all PC gamers. We should be looking after each other. And that's the biggest thing. Marco's Jr. Oh, wow, Marco, you've got some competition. Marco's Jr.'s in the comment section. Sup, Marco's Jr.? Are you, Marco, you're going to get surpassed by Marco's Jr. one day. We got here, the, Marco's Jr. asks, when you come to Japan again, maybe some double hunting, Brian. Oh, yeah. So when I get back to Japan, I am going to, like, it is going to be a parts hunt megathon. I don't even know if that's a word. It's going to be a mastodon of parts hunting. Like, I'm just going to never stop for like a month. It'll be a straight month. I'm edging to get out like into a different area and do some parts hunts, man. I'm edging to do it. So it'll be like a mega parts hunt. People are going to think I've gone mad when I get to Japan and I start parts hunting again. I'm trying to do it as soon as I can. I'm trying to do it. And you know, the funny thing is, if I went to Japan and did it, if they had a good internet, I'd love to live stream parts hunts for you guys. Like actually live stream the parts hunts so you guys can come along, have fun. That'd be wicked. Are the prices in Japan lower? They're still affected. We can check. Actually, that's a good thing. We can check for you guys. Are the parts still lower in Japan? We'll check live for you guys. So basically, Kikaku's like, it'd be like, I don't know what you guys have in US. It'd be like PC Part Picker's price list that pulls up the best prices of all the different retailers. This would be their price. So what's an RTX 3070 going for in Japan? You can get an RTX 3070 in Japan. That looks like it's a readily available price. That's about 1,500 USD. Let's have a look. And that would be, I think that's including tax. So how's the Japanese scene? I don't know, but I'll just check for you guys. So 1577 USD. You could get an RTX 3070 in Japan for, let's check out 3080s. Let's see the stock. Yeah, so okay, they're a ripoff in Japan. That's insane. So it's $2.3 thousand or something for an RTX 3080 in Japan. We can also, this site's really good. Like this site is like, in Japan, they are blessed with Kikaku in terms of actually scanning the prices. This is a really good site for scan. So the #1 selling card in Japan right now online is the 6700 XT. That is the, like at the moment, because this is very instantaneous. You got to remember Kikaku.com has the, like tomorrow this could change. So tomorrow the the GT 1030, yeah boy, representing #2, a GT 1030. That's for the haters out there saying that the GT 1030 ain't selling. Japan's showing you that people just want to play League of Legends and they just want to play League of Legends and some CSGO, and they don't want to pay $3,200 for an RTX 3090. Keep in mind, that is the ROG Strix 3090. That's #3. Like, that's insane. So that must have been like, they must have had a mad stock pile of 3090 Strixes come in, and suddenly that's moving up the ladder. So people are like, oh my God, gotta buy a 3090, gotta buy a 3090. But hey, like, look, I would get that's a GDDR5 version. I would get a GT 1030 if I was in Japan right now. This is the sad reality of PC gaming. Hey man, what card should I buy right now? Let me just have a think about it. GT 1030? Yeah? What's the value for money play? GT 1030? Shocked face. That's what we're going for. GT 1030 PC. That's Japan. I think that's the card. Look, $1,650, $300. Hey, like that's a bit better than the prices I've seen in the US for 1650s. GT 710, I guess office PCs need to still get built. That's but I guess AMDs, see, they're not being targeted by the miners so much. So the retail, this is all retail. This would all be all retail sales, by the way. So these are the cards that like a lot of people just individual single consumers are buying. So yeah, it's good to see that some of the cards aren't too bad, but it's still pretty bad. The situation is overall pretty bad in Japan as well. So there's that. So Medi, $2 donation. What's the best high-end GPU for content creation I can get? 1080 Ti. I'd go for a 1080 Ti. If you're looking at value for money, in terms of the current market, the good thing about Japan is like you can go to the Yahoo. It's actually cool that you guys talk about Japan. Like, I really I miss the place. Like non-weeaboo. Like I don't go over there to be a full like. I'm not into the whole anime thing. Like I like anime, but I'm not like I'm into like Japan diet, cool tech. Love the tech hub. Love the nature. Love exploring Japan, and of course I got my boy there. But then you got the other side. People love it for the anime and all that. And anime is huge now. I didn't realize how big anime is. But yeah. But you guys probably look watching like, is this guy weeb? Is this guy a weeb? I gotta like give you guys a preemptive yo, I'm not a weeaboo. Don't worry. I remember I saw that, it was funny. It was funny seeing that Frank video ages ago. I remember laughing. That was one of the funniest videos. I miss that comedy, man. I miss that comedy. It's sad that the comedy like that isn't really encouraged nowadays, but that was some genuine humor. I miss Filthy Frank's. He got on to make music now. It's kind of like, I thought he was a brilliant comedian. That's all. I thought he was, I loved his comedy. Anyway, we'll go, what are we looking at here? GTX 1080 Ti. Let's have a look. So, Medi. We'll have a look. GTX 1080 Ti on market. So Yahoo Auctions, you'll be able to see $800. So $700, buy it now. If you were desperate in Japan, you can buy it now for $700 something. That's the buy it now price. It's on bid. For X amount of dollars. So there's one here for $700. So, okay, it looks like if I was in Japan, I'd probably go for a 1080 Ti, sorry. I'd go for a 1080 Ti. It looks like they've still got that, like they're not a rip-off, and they'd be great for content creation. Still a great gaming card. You get all the advantages. You don't get DLSS, which sucks. I like DLSS. I think that's really good. But you don't get DLSS, but you still get the reflex and the boost and stuff like that. So there's that. There's 1080 Ti. That's actually a pretty well-priced card, like on the used market in Japan. That would be one of my top picks just by looking at those prices versus the new prices. Maybe see what the go is with the GTX 960. Something like a budget card. Yeah, so so you've already got $100 and something on bid. That's 3 hours remaining. So they got 3 hours left on the auction. I wouldn't really be going for that too heavily. But yeah, so I guess the 1080 Ti, we just stumbled. Like, I honestly think we stumbled onto kind of the best deal straight from the start. Or a 1080. That'd be a great card for rendering just you guys someone asked about Japan and the best graphics card to get in Japan. And I know the Japanese market. So if you guys were like, yo, Brian, what's Spain? Like, what's the go in Spain? What GPU should I get? And I'd be like, I got no idea. Yo, Brian, what about Colombia? I'd have no idea. Kind of like, US a little bit. I'm a little bit well versed. I've been over to the US. I know the scene when I was hustling there. I've been 2 times, and I've been there 2 times now in terms of hustling in the USA. So I kind of know it. Not that well versed in the USA, but in terms of Japan, very well versed, and same with Australia. So I know this one I can give you guys pointers if you want to know what Japan's doing. But yeah, 1080 looks like a decent deal. Like that one's $400. Buy it now. So that's pretty good. Honestly, I just buy that. Like, why are these guys going into bidding wars? That card's just going to sell out. Like look at this one. This one's already. Oh wait, that's a 1080 Ti. But oh wait, look at that. Wow. Just we're live streaming. Just like start bidding up the price 10 minutes. So this one's actually going. We'll just chat with you guys. This graphics card here is like going very soon out of, we'll get to see what the price of this goes for. Oh, this is junk. Okay. Okay. So whoever's bidding on this is pretty ballsy. If you've got the junk in the title here, that just means like the seller, he does not want to know about this card. After he sends it out, you pay him the money, you are not getting your money back at all. So that's what junk means, basically, in a nutshell. It can work, it can't work. Okay. Oh man, my kanji's bad. What's he saying? He'll tell me the state of it. Okay, so the health of the card. He's talking about the health of the card. I just need Google Translate for that now. My kanji is so bad now. See, that's the problem. I can speak the Japanese. But now I haven't read it for ages. Okay, so he's just saying, all right. Dorga Henshu. Okay, so it's been sleeping, yeah. It's been sleeping in a warehouse. So he's just basically like, he's doing the whole like, I used it for editing videos and it's just been out of my computer for a while. So just take it as it is. And it could be busted. Knowing that excuse, seeing that excuse, I personally wouldn't be buying it. That's just me. After seeing the junk in the title, like people clearly in Japan, they label it as junk. And they just mean, look, I mean, if you were selling a GTX 1080, why wouldn't you just quickly put it in a PC and just say, hey, it works. Here's a picture of it working, because you're going to get more money for it naturally, right? And if you're going like, well, Brian, people don't have time to, and this is the thing, right? We're going into the profiling here. You guys actually will look at how I hustle too. And this is how I can bid and place bids. It's basically, you got to get into the mind of the person selling it. I'm not saying he's a bad seller. I'm just saying, why would he be going to all this effort to take all these photos of this card, all this effort, like he's put and so he's got a bit of time on his hands. If it was just one quick photo of the card and just like, yo, junk, it did work, I'd probably believe, I'd be like, yeah, okay, it works. It probably works. But because he's gone to the lengths of taking all these nice photos, writing a big description, but not actually putting the card in a computer and testing it, that's a little bit of a warning sign. That'd be a red flag for me. So there's that. There's a little bit of a, like, get into the mind flow and connect the dots, and then you can hustle good deals. And that's probably why I don't get scammed. So that's probably why I don't get scammed. But, you know, this card could work. I'm not saying it won't, but I just wouldn't bid on it. So, but we'll check the price. We'll see what it's going for. So it's going at $285. So someone's taking a gamble at $285. That's what's going on here. So basically, it's got 3 minutes to go. We'll watch this live. Let's watch all this together. What does the GTX 1080 no return go for? $250. I mean, hey, if you guys could fix up graphics cards, that would be definitely, I think that would be one for those guys who take a punt on it. But he's saying it works. He's saying it works. It's 2 minutes remaining. If you're in Japan, you can get potentially faulty GPU. It's a gamble. It's one of them lucky dips, Kinder Surprise. So, but we'll continue on with the question while we watch this auction run down on a live stream. How much is that DDR3 RAM there? DDR3 RAM in Australia is still pretty cheap. So I was looking on my parts hunt for, the parts hunt for 8GB sticks and 16GB for around $25 for 8GB. 16GB about 50 Aussie dollars. So if you're looking in terms of 50 AUD, there's about 39 bucks for 16GB. That's what I'd be paying right now. That's about the market rate for me, and that's what when I need DDR3. Now DDR3 is, believe it or not, DDR3 memory costs about $25 for 8GB sticks, brand new, I think. So $50 USD for 16GB. So anywhere under that figure is pretty good, right? Especially if you're doing it in PCs. So How does the, oh, we got a $5 donation. Thanks, Skill Rebuilds. Thanks, man. How to approach $50 faulty WinForce 3 R9 290? Tech, yes, love and offer 30, 40, less 50. Yeah, like I'd offer 30 bucks. I mean, it's faulty, right? So, I mean, hey, just take a gamble on it. You might as well save some dollars in the process if it doesn't work. There was one guy that really critiqued me about my oven bake methods. And that's a funny thing. Like he was like, oh man, you know, I buy faulty graphics cards and I hate it when people oven bake it. And it's like, well, that's a subjective way of like saying, hey, it's in favor of you rather than in favor of the person with the card who's got nothing to lose. But I will say one thing, nowadays, judging by the rates of faulty graphics cards, I would say instead of you trying to attempt the GPU oven bake method or the heat gun method, I would just sell your faulty graphics card now on eBay and just list it as faulty. People are buying them up and paying good money for them, and put that towards a graphics card that actually works. Because yeah, like faulty GPU prices are going up. So you should seriously consider selling your faulty GPUs, like listing them as faulty. Like it's just like, hey, you're not like misleading anyone or anything like that. Just, yeah, don't even bother with the last ditched attempt. Like, okay, yeah, it's a last ditched attempt. And that's the thing. I base that off of the fact that no one was buying faulty graphics cards. Like if I put a faulty graphics card up for sale 2 years ago, no one would buy it. It would just sit there on Marketplace and no one would buy the other people's faulty graphics cards. I think a lot of people would just end up chucking the faulty GPU in the bin and doing someone else a favor instead of trying to hose someone. That's sort of like the culture. But now, hey, if you've got a faulty GPU, you can get some money on eBay for that thing. Actually, what we'll do is we'll quickly check. How did that auction go? So this one, how did this one go? Is this one done yet? Look at that. Someone's gone nuts. You're not getting that 1080 for 260 or so. You're getting it for 280 now. So this is the thing about the Japanese auctions too. This is why I was telling someone, go, like there was that other one there for 400 that's guaranteed working. Go get that before this one gets bidded up. And then that one gets bought out anyway. Someone's going to buy that out. It's a good price. I would buy that out, right? If I was in Japan, I'd just go buy the one with the 39800 or 350 USD for the 1080. I'd just go buy it up because the current market. Why waste your time getting into bidding wars, hitting the F5 browser like me on live stream? I'm the guy stepping back, watching. I'm having fun here. But I mean, if you're serious about getting this card, why do you want to get this card when you can get the one that's just buy it now? Here it is. Oh wait, he's saying junk as well. Oh no. Okay, I look like an idiot. He's saying junk as well. These guys, man, can they please just put it in the PC, put the card in the PC and show it working? Okay, it's the same scenario. Okay, oops. That's another thing. Do your research before you put the buy it now live stream fail right there. Live stream fail. Uh-oh. That was my eBay affiliate account. Doesn't do well. It's like, hey guys, if I'm recommending an eBay link, I might as well get affiliate kickback. That's the affiliate programs. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to pull up completed listings on faulty graphics cards and show you guys. So yeah, like here we go. Look at this. I wasn't lying. This was a bid war for a faulty graphics card. $202. This is what someone paid in Australia for a 1070 Ti, and it was faulty. $202. Like, that's good money. Like, you know, after 2018, after the crypto bust, you could get 1070 Ti's working in really good condition for $200. Like, that's insane. Now people are paying it for a faulty one. Wow. Man, times change so quickly, don't they? So, Mehdi, how does a 3090 compare to a 2080? It's a better card. Like, it's really good. I think off the top of my head, it should be 90% faster. I mean, it's a quick, maybe even twice as fast. 3090 is a beast card, man. It just costs a lot. For gaming, if you're doing like, because you're content creating, the 2080 is a good card for content creation because you've got the RTX Studio driver. So yeah, for content creation, you're probably not even going to see a difference. But for gaming, you'll see a huge difference from a 3090 to from a 2080, so to a 3090. So there's that there. Okay, what could you do with a broken GPU? I could put the heat gun on it. That's about all I could do with a broken graphics card. I could just put the heat gun on it and hope that we get a signal out of it. Because yeah, like I've said in the past, and that's a good thing. Like when I was doing my recent video on how I have a go at GPUs, I'm terrible with the soldering iron, but I will, like, for the purpose of giving it a go, I will order a soldering station kit. So if you guys have got some recommendations for a good soldering station, I'll get one and I'll try repairing a graphics card like properly and maybe learn the ways. Because I think in this climate, it would be a good skill to actually replace the faulty part on the GPU if it does have a faulty part, and then just have a crack at it and get it working again. So that would be pretty cool. But of course, you do want the good tools. Use the soldering station that Lewis Rossman uses. What's it called? Is it called the Rossman soldering station? If someone's got like an Aliexpress link or something, I'd love just to, yeah, I'll get one off Aliexpress for a soldering station or something like that. So what's a good one? So yeah, 500,000 subs. Yeah, that'd be cool. If we can get 500,000 subs soon, that'd be awesome. It's like my goal. My dream is to get to 500,000 subs, because 1,000,000 subs, man, like 1,000,000 subs, you got to be on that YouTube. Like someone at YouTube has to like you. They've got to hand pick you and throw you out on the algorithm. And that's, I don't think that's never going to happen for your boy Tech. Yes, unfortunately. But hey, 500,000 subs, we can dream. Let's get there, brothers. Let's get there. Punch on. Oh man. That's the thing nowadays too. It's never a good punch on nowadays either. Is GTX 962 gigabytes still worth it? I saw it for around 80 to 120 bucks. Yeah, I mean, like 80 USD, I think at this current point in time, I would buy it in the US, looking at all these other prices, right? Looking at this price, this is like, I'm saying here in the US right now, this is a good deal. Like, believe it or not, this is a pretty solid deal. So yeah, 960 at 80 bucks is a decent deal too. I mean, like, just to get you through and see what unfolds. I mean, everyone's praying for a crypto crash. And the good thing about a crypto crash is, even if a crypto crash is temporary, it's going to provide some relief to the gamers. So that's why I'm praying for even like a big sharp crash, that even if it only lasts 2 months, it's going to give people a chance to get a GPU at a decent price. So here's to that. Anyway, that's on the GPUs. But in the meantime, hold out. Get something like an R9 280 if you desperately need a game, and get a GTX 960 or something like that. So crypto is crashing right now. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's have a party. Let's just retitle this stream "Crypto Crashing Party." Who's in? Are we all here? Yeah, woo. Let's do it. Let's check the price of crypto. Hopefully it's crashing right now. Yeah, let's have a look. No, that's stabilized. That's stabilized. I mean, it depends. Yeah, they're kind of stabilized. That's not. Oh wow. Okay, Doge is having a field day here. That's the one a lot of people are watching. You know, it's funny. I was on Twitter the other day and I saw some this trending Doge Day 420 or something, and all these guys, like hundreds of thousands of tweets. Guys are just going stupid, like Doge Day 420, like, yeah, this is going to take over the world. And it actually crashed. That's when it crashed on that day. Like, it's got to, like, this is where I think someone out there, or some group of people with a lot of money, are just having like the biggest lols of their life right now with this Dogecoin stuff. Like, come on, if you are controlling the price of Dogecoin, you have to be laughing your ass off that all these hundreds of thousands of people are tweeting and you're just crashing the price of Doge when they think it's going to go up. It's like, that'd be the, I could imagine these guys who control the price of Doge just sitting there laughing their asses off, going, yep, let's just sell into these guys. They think it's going to go up in price. We'll just leave them holding the bag. Here's the bag of Dogecoins. Thanks for your money. But there's an age-old saying, don't worry. Never forget it, guys. That is a fool is soon parted with their money. So, I mean, look, if you're going to go into this Doge thing, I wouldn't go all in, okay? Just be careful on it. Dogecoin 420 day. Like, I mean, look, like, honestly, I just think the joke is going to go longer, though. I could see, like, this Dogecoin thing will probably go to $1. Like, that's honestly, that could be something that happens. That's a reality with it. But I just, look, I don't, like, the only coin I believe in, I've said this, the only coin I believe in the crypto space after doing a lot of research is the Ethereum. That's all I believe in. All the others just don't do anything for me. They're all just hype and no go, as opposed to Ethereum, which is actually got a whole backbone behind it. But it's kind of, that's my own research. And so that's my own research. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's the OG. That's sort of like, that's just the poster child for crypto. I think there's better uses for crypto than just putting your money in there and speculating. Because let's be honest, the only thing that Bitcoin's been doing, the only thing with Bitcoin is people have been making money off it and getting rich and buying Ferraris. In that case, you should just have Ferrari coin and then just say, hey guys, come and buy Ferrari coin and buy me a Ferrari. If you're the original guy holding onto the Ferrari coins and 100,000 people buy Ferrari coin, guess what? You've got a Ferrari now. You've materialized something out of nothing. That's how you can see it, right? But if you've got something with intrinsic value, and that is what I believe Ethereum has, it's a whole network that's powering smart contracts. So there's the difference. And that's what I mean. We can sit here and talk crypto all day, but the only one I believe in is Ethereum. That's all. That's it. Like, out of thousands and thousands of cryptocurrencies. And that's the thing. I mean, I might cop a bit of hate for not believing in Bitcoin, but that's just my personal beliefs. I mean, if you want to go, I mean, hey, we could get some drive-by critics here. Welcome to slap the dislike button and then just tell me I'm an idiot and move along. That's cool. So that's what I think this live stream is. This live stream, we actually pointed out a fallacy, and that is the drive-by critic. So anyway, guys, we'll close this stream off soon. I got to go cook some dinner up, and it's a Friday night, so I'm going to go get myself a beer and relax a little bit. But if you guys have any pressing questions before we get on out of here, pressing questions, then I'll answer them, and then we'll close off this live stream for you guys. But thanks for tuning in as well. It's been awesome. And yeah, every month I want to just look at the market in terms of PC prices. Tonight I'm cooking up veggies, chicken Kiev, and some chips. That's for dinner tonight. Chicken Kievs. I like it, man. It tastes good. And I want to get back. Actually, what I want to do is get through a lot of all this stuff I've got on the plate. And then you guys have been requesting I get back to the gym and start bulking up again. So I'll start bulking up again, and then we'll go out and we'll hustle PC parts with a big chain on, and we'll start intimidating people for deals. If that's what you want, we can do that as well. I just got to get the muscle mass for it. But no, I mean, that was a joke, guys. That was a joke, okay? Chicken Kiev. Love it, baby. Where do I get cheap Windows 10 keys? Oh, thanks for the question, brother. In the description. Is that a dying question? It says, do CPU price watch next? Yeah, we did the whole market today. I put out some good deals, things that I would be buying personally. So watch the first part of the stream. And yeah, if you've got those questions. Do you know the Aussie YouTuber Greg's Kitchen from the Goldie? No, I don't. I'll check him out. Thanks for the recommendation. Always love it if we got fellow guys on the Gold Coast. I live on the Gold Coast in Australia. You guys could Google it and tell me you'd like to, like the Gold Coast, best weather in the world. That's just my opinion. Personal bias, of course, but I love the Gold Coast. What do you think an RTX 30 series will devalue to in a crypto crash? I think 80% of our MSRP, possibly 70%. So say, for instance, an RTX 3070 costs $500. You might see them going for, say, $430, $420. That's if you have a really big crash in crypto. People will be selling them out under MSRP, of course, at that price. People who have wanted GPUs will just pick them up, I'd say. And here's the thing. The reason why it won't go any lower, is because there would be so many hungry PC rig flippers that would just be buying them up. They'd be like, yep, I'm getting these under MSRP. The manufacturer has to make a profit. And so that's the thing. When you look at an MSRP, it doesn't get much lower than that because that's your floor. If you go lower, people are losing money. So you've got to look at that price. And then people know, like reflippers know, okay, that's the price floor. When it comes in under that, I'm going to be picking up more and more and more and more and more and stockpiling because they're not going to get any cheaper. And of course, people need to buy gaming PCs. People are hungry, man. People are hungry. I think they're hungrier than ever. Anyway, B&E. So hot today. Is the Gold Coast the same? No, Gold Coast was really good today. I don't know why Brisbane was so hot. That's weird, man. Jeez. Maybe that's why people want to come. That's only an hour drive too. Brisbane shouldn't be hot. Hard drive mining. Oh man, hard disk drive mining. That's from Chia, isn't it? Chia and the hard drive mining. Just like, I need a break. Look, I'm going to go eat some dinner now. Have that beer, okay? Hard drive mining, okay? That's it, man. I mean, look, the good thing about that is, at least the good thing there, I'm guessing with hard drive mining, is people won't be buying 120 gigabyte SSDs. And look, that's all you need. Used hard drive, 120 gigabyte SSD. The used market's still going to be fine. So I think if there is hard drive mining, it's going to affect all, like, I'd say it'd affect the 3 or 4 terabytes and stuff like that. So yeah. No, it's all good, man. Yeah.
No, there's still some.
Okay. Well, yep. I got to get on out of here, guys. Got to get on out of here. So.
It's 10:30.
Oh yeah, it is. Wow, we've been streaming for 2 hours. That's huge. Okay, guys. What a live. Whoa, over 2 hours. That's awesome. I guess we go off on tangents. Hey, you guys love it. You guys keep asking the questions. Hey, what happened to pickaxe mining? Well, that's the thing. I mean, here's the thing, right? Instead of pickaxe mining, you just use those graphics cards. If you got graphics cards, go mine on them and then go buy precious metals. Look at the irony there. You can actually mine precious metals with some graphics cards, if you look at it that way, and you'd be getting an absolute bargain too. That's from my research. So anyway, platinum, baby, platinum. That's my research. So yeah, if you guys are asking me, sell down your cryptos and buy platinum. That'd be a smart move. That's just my my recommendation. That's my research. I could be wrong. Could always be wrong. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you next time. Love each and every one of you. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, it's 10:30 p.m., dude. How are you not tired? Brother, let's answer this. Brother, I'm on that green tea. I wake up in the morning. See, most people wake up, they'll drink a coffee. They'll go and drink a coffee. They'll be like, yo, gotta have my coffee, bro. And then you can see a little eye twitch. And we'll get that on full screen too. Get this on full screen for you. So you gotta have my coffee. You see the eye twitching? And then they have their coffee and they're like, all good. Problem is, they start slowing down. See, the coffee is like the hit, right? You get the hit. There's always the balance. You have the coffee, you have the hit. And then guess what happens after that? You get tired. See, you have the green tea. You're an all-nighter, baby. You just keep going. The energy gets slowly released. That's what happens. Yeah, that's what my eyes do. YOLO Swaggins, he's waking up in the morning. He's got to have that coffee, man. He's just mad twitching on one eye. And then yeah, so that's it. So that's I don't drink the green. Yeah, green tea's where it's at. Wake up, have a green tea, man. Have a green tea. Put a bit of honey in it too. Put a bit of honey into it. But yeah, have that green tea in the morning, and then throughout the day, drink yourself some Earl Grey. That rhymed, but it's not even May. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you next time. Love each and every one of you. Finally tuning out, and we will peace out for now. I'll catch you in the next tech live stream, which will actually be coming sooner than later. That'll be coming, I think, at the end of this month, and I'll be joined by Designs by IFR and also a pro gamer for Rainbow Six Siege. So that'll be pretty cool. I'll catch you guys then. If you got the pressing questions, Twitter, TechYesCity, hit me up there, and also hit me up on the live streams. I'll see you next time. Peace out for now.